In this video, you'll discover how to deal with underperforming team members. Welcome to this week's video tip. My name's Ruben Taylor, founder of Business Wealth Educators. And have you ever had a team member that wasn't pulling their weight? Someone who was underperforming? Often this can be time consuming, it can be frustrating, and sometimes you just don't know what to do with it. Now sometimes it is the right opportunity that you do need to move that team member on. Other times, by addressing their performance, we can actually get the most out of that team member. And that's always where I prefer to start. So the first question we must ask to get the most out of a team member is actually, how clear is their role? Is their role really well defined? Is it clear, this is what I expect you to do? These are the KPIs or key performance indicators I expect you to meet. Here's the responsibilities that I expect you to perform. Here's the standards I expect you to live up to in this business. So the first step is, have you actually defined those clearly in your mind? Because often what happens is there's a gap in expectations between you and the team member in question. So once that role's clear, the second step is we need to get agreement. So it's great if you're clear. We need to get agreement from that team member and say, okay, here is the expectations. And they go, yes, I understand that's the expectation. So there's an agreement between that. Now that's just sitting down with them, getting to sign off on a job description, on some KPIs, just so it's very, very clear on what's expected of them and they know what's happening. The third thing that we need to then do after that is we need to introduce a level of accountability. So accountability, quite simply, is how are we going to keep score? So we've clearly defined the goal, we've got an agreement around that. How are we going to monitor performance? Now usually that's something like you're measuring KPIs or key performance indicators. You're meeting with them every week or every day, meeting with them, holding them accountable to that results. So then what happens next? Well, once we get accountability, all of a sudden we start to expose the behavior of what's working or not. So we need to then have feedback or correction. And so when things are doing great, you say, awesome. And check out my other video on how to give great feedback, both positive or negative, to team members on what you're doing. So we get feedback and correction. Let them know when they do something great, hey, well done. If it's not doing well, you give them that feedback to get that done. You'll find often just by introducing these four things, your team member performance will start to improve massively, or if not, they'll actually make the choice to leave. The important thing is that you've actually taken action as the business owner to make the changes that you need to make. So let's recap that. Clearly define the role, get agreement with a team member, hold them accountable to whatever you've agreed, and then give them feedback and correction so either performance increases or they'll leave the business, they'll go and play someone else. I remember doing this recently with a client where they literally were ready to fire someone, ready to get someone out the door. And I said, just sit down with them first, get this stuff clear. And it was amazing. Literally overnight, by sitting down and said, here's what we expect from you, all of a sudden the behavior stepped up, the performance stepped up, and it made a whole big difference to that business. And they didn't have to go through the hassle of hiring someone new, training them up, because they actually just made those expectations clear right up front. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, and share. Share some of the experiences you've had with team members and giving them feedback. And I look forward to catching another video soon. Bye for now.